Hello everyone, this is StrawberryShorty, back with Theresia. Probably could turn this volume down a bit. And we are about to explore the torture prison rooms. Delightful. The corpse that is on the bed is giving off a very bad odor. Let's look at it. There is a corpse resting on the bed. She seems very young. There's a great deal of blood splattered around her corpse. Even though she's dead, she looks like she's about to start screaming. It's so sad. A sharp knife juts out of her body. The knife is buried deep in her rotting flesh. There is a water wheel with sharp needles attached to it. There is a significant amount of blood on it as well. I don't know how you torture someone with that. That just seems like it would kill someone. There is a dead body lying on the bed. Looks more like a shadow. She's very young. This gruesome corpse has such an anguished expression. It looks like she was trying to grab something. Her fists are clenched so tight. It looks like she suffered a lot. Something at her side is shining a bluish white. There is a dead... the same one. Her dead body is giving off a terrible stench. Something shining with a bluish white. Nothing really catches my eye. Well, let's try and get the elixir. I carefully examine the corpse lying on the bed. There's something next to the corpse. But I shouldn't carry any more. Ugh. Oh well, might as well use one then. I drink the medicine from the elixir. I'm feeling rested and I'm not in as much pain as before. Now we can take the elixir. Now, let's save before we go touching spiky wheel. For some reason, I find myself drawn to the tool that looks like a water wheel. I reach toward it. It attacked! A needle stabs into my hand. I pull my hand back, but it's already bleeding. I'll try touching the other corpse. Carefully examine the corpse lying on the bed. I grab the knife that's sticking out of the body. This can't go wrong. I grab the knife and push it down. Why does that hurt us? The sharp end of the knife is sticking out. The blade easily slices through the flesh of my fingers. My blood pours out all over the knife. Pull to the right. More pain. Out. Ow. At least I don't have to worry as much about getting hurt. We have so many elixirs. Grab the knife and try to pull it out. I don't know about this one. This trap feels a little stupid. I feel like in the future we don't have to worry about saving before touching stuff as much, but... Try checking the corpse again. I carefully examine the corpse lying on the bed. This feels really unpleasant. There's nothing here. We searched that one already, so... I guess that's it for this room. Turn... Oh yeah, can we do something about this? We probably should have tried that before we left. Yeah, turn around. Through the hole. Pretty sure we just have to keep going through the holes. think it's the left hole. From left door, does that work? Nope. Right door. No, we need to open that shutter, so I guess we'll go through this door. This is a weird room. Weapons covered in bloodstains hang from the walls. I wonder what's inside that bag. Nothing good. There are pieces of rope scattered all over the floor. Are they the ropes that were hung on the ceiling? It looks like they're all pretty old and won't hold even a little bit of weight. I think there's something shining bluish-white in with them. Well, I was going to use an elixir, but let's just examine first. There are several ropes hanging from the ceiling. They're stained with blood. Close with the bag. There's a strange bag dangling from the ceiling. Use our axe. Rip cloth with an old axe. I use the old axe to cut the cloth. Are we going to get attacked? But it doesn't work very well. I wonder if I have a smaller cutting tool on me. Oh, please. We have 2 keys. We have, what is this? Candle. A hose. Praying statue journal. Can we use our pendant? Probably not. I think the axe should have worked. What about that big axe back there? Nothing really catches my eye. There's a giant thing on the wall. In front of me are a bunch of oddly shaped knives. Some are shaped like claws, others have circular blades. They're all nicked or rusted. None of them look very useful. Oh, we ended up looking at the bag again. Let's touch the axe. I reach for the rope the bag is hanging from. It's pretty worn out. I don't think I would be able to use it. I look around the floor. I find an elixir, but I shouldn't carry anymore. I guess we can leave this room. Unless we failed to pixel hunt something. We'll get that elixir later. Door. There's a bed surrounded by chemicals in the middle of the room. On the bed in the center of the room is a rope that looks like it was made for tying people down. There's also a note. The chapel has been sealed off. A number of wooden planks are nailed across the door, although they wouldn't be hard to remove. Even so, I don't think I have the strength to do it. We committed many sins. It's not surprising that we were forbidden to pray. I can no longer ask for salvation. She gave up on salvation long ago. Wow. Feels like that should have been a journal entry. There are several chemicals and tools on the shelf to the right. There might be something here that I can use. I take some stuff that looks useful. Match. I find a single match. An ordinary match used to start fires. After some thought, I decided to take it with me. There are a bunch of chemicals. Is there anything I can use? There are several chemicals and tools on the shelf to the right. There isn't anything useful. A safe. There's a box with a handle. Well, let's try to open it. I grab the handle. I pull the knob to the right. The frozen knob sticks to my skin, tearing it off as I try to pull my hand away. So is this going to be, no matter how we try to pull it? Are we going to need to use our candle? Oh yeah, grab the combined box. You mean they can't be combined? It's a match and a candle. Oh, makes no sense. Where's my pendant? Oh, wrong area. Are there any chemicals I can use here? Well, that wasn't helpful at all. How can we not combine the match with the candle? There are chemicals on the shelves. There might be something here that I can use. Well, let's try this shelf. A bunch of chemicals on the shelf. I take one that looks useful. Ethanol. It's a bottle that contains ethanol. I remember that ethanol is a flammable chemical. This might come in handy. I pick up the ethanol and decide to take it with me. We should give it to a homeless person, so we can still change from them. We'll use it on this. Pour ethanol. I pour the ethanol over the handle. The pungent odor of the alcohol fills the room. How do we use the match? Ignite with match. I light the match and hold it over the handle. Is that really how fire would be on metal? The ethanol catches fire and burns, melting the ice off the handle. When the ice melted completely, I open the box. I'm surprised we didn't get burned with the, the thingy. Shutter S key. It's a key with Shutter S written on it. I pick up the S shutter key and leave. I would think this is just a shortcut thing, though, so... That's all we can do in this room. Oh, there's a chair over there. I can't examine it. Check this last room in case we get another key. Oh, this is a nice room. More ridiculous spikes. I can hear the hum of electricity all around me. The chair in the middle of the room feels scary. I can hear electricity running through the chair. There's a box with a bunch of stuff shoved into it. Is there anything useful? There's a line of needles on the desk. There's also a note. Remember to restock the candles in the room of prayers. Well, I guess that's a nice hint. A key is tangled in the cords hanging from the ceiling. I don't hear anything. Maybe the device in the back is broken. There's a pair of pliers sitting on top of the device. I examine the device in the back of the room. The device appears to be broken. There are a pair of pliers on top of the device. A pair of pliers. They can cut wires and grab small things. I decide to take it with me. I look into the box. There's a match here. For some thought, I decide to take it with me. Now let's injure ourselves. I reach out to touch the ominous-looking chair. The moment I touch the chair, I feel the sting of a live current. Electricity courses through my body, and I pass out for a moment. I grab the needle on the desk. It easily pierces the skin on my finger. Blood drips onto the needle. The key is tangled in the cords. I reach for the cords. No. The moment I touch the cords, I feel the sting of a live current. Now she passes out again. Unless I do something about that electricity, I can't get the key. Let's use an elixir. I don't think we can use the pliers. How do we stop the electricity? Let's try using the pendant. See if it gives us a useful hint this time. Oh, gosh, it was too much stuff. Could I use the needles on the desk to my advantage somehow? Interesting. Where's my pliers? Trying to use the pliers on everything. Nope. Use it. Some of them use the candle, I have a hose. I still have ethanol. Well, you can't pour ethanol on the thingies. Well, apparently I had the semi-right idea. We have to put the candles on the needles. I stick the candles on the needles. This looks so silly. Night with match. I use the match to light the candles. I'm not really sure what that did, but that was what we're supposed to do. There are candles on the needles. The cords appear to be electrified. I'm not sure how that helped. So it did occur to me that we should turn the electricity off, but looking at a walkthrough confirmed it. I'm actually kind of surprised I figured any of this out when I was younger. Okay, go from here. There's another key. Let's use this. I answered the key with S shutter written on it and turn it. The device lights up, indicating that the S shutter has been opened. Next to the switch, it says torture room lights on it. Right now, the lights to the torture room appear to be off. I think it's supposed to say that they were on, but flip the switch and the control room goes silent. Inside we go. There's a candle burning in the darkened room. The current has stopped and the room is as silent as a graveyard. Under the flickering candlelight, the chair looks even creepier. It feels like someone is waiting for me. The chair sitting alone in the darkness gives me the creeps. The device isn't making any noise. This device appears to be stopped. The candle is lit. There's a key tangled in the hanging cords. The imposing silhouette of the electric chair makes me think of the terror people must have felt when they found themselves here. I reach toward the lit candle. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean burn yourself. Squirrel. As my hand gets close, the flame begins to flicker. I quickly pull my hand back. The skin exposed to the flame turns red and swells up. I grab the cord. There's no electricity running through the cord. The key is tangled up in a complex knot of cords. It looks like I'm going to have to cut through these cords. I said cords way too many times in that sentence. I cut the tangled wires with the pliers and pull out the key. E-elevator key. It's a key with E-elevator written on it. I decided to take the key with me. I kind of thought that would be the other shutter key. Oh my gosh. The girl cannot walk up the things. Turn on the lights. Now, It's the elevator key. I answered the key with E-elevator written on it and turn it. The device lights up, indicating that the E-elevator has been turned on. I think this might involve more backtracking, unless that shutter, the thinly knockdown earlier helps. So that we could just go this way. Didn't think we'd be using the elevator so soon. The elevators are working. Get on the elevator. I press the button and the elevator door opens. Wow, this is a nice looking elevator. The elevator reeks with the stench of blood. I look at the control panel. There's a line of switches marked B1, B2, and B3. I had a feeling, but I guess this confirms it. The whole place is underground. There are no windows that go outside, and I've never felt the wind. If that's the case, if I want to get out, I need to go up. But why was I asleep in this underground complex? Well, I want to go down first. Let's look around. This is the door to the elevator. Nothing really catches my eye. The switch says B3 on it. I try pressing the switch labeled B3. The elevator gives a low roar and begins to move. Oh, this might just take somewhere we've already seen. Animation! I thought the elevator was going to break. The elevator stops, and I step out into the hallway. Have we been here before? This feels familiar. I think this is on the other side of that door. This is the other side of the door we couldn't open. A cross shape is weirding me out. Oh my gosh, look at this room. Who would build a room like this with all this giant pit? The landslide is blocking my way. I can't remove the pile with my bare hands. I was hoping we might find a note. What is this thing? Oh, it's another statue thingy. The statue of the angel is massive. There's a piece of iron hidden in the wing. Well, I feel like this is another trap. We will save this time, even though we're not really suffering for elixirs. The statue of the angel is cold and hard. Even though it said there was iron hidden in the wing, nothing happened. Weird. Swing the axe. Swing the axe toward the statue that looked like an angel. There it is. The moment the axe's blade hits the statue, a trap is activated. The metal shrapnel shreds my skin. At least something happened. I feel like there's got to be something we're supposed to be doing with these statues. Doesn't seem like we can walk like around it, so... There's another statue. This one's a demon. Statue of the devil is massive. Can we touch this one? Cold and hard. Nope. Let's check this landslide. Landslide is blocking my way. Can't move with our bare hands. So nothing of note there. Let's go check the giant cross area. Are these beds? Doesn't seem like this one gets an examination point, but this one does. There was clearly no body in there before. The stench of rot creeps into my sense of smell. There's a corpse wrapped in bandages. Based on its body shape, it must have been a woman. I reach for the corpse. The bandages wrapped around the corpse feel slightly wet. Ow! Suddenly, shrapnel shoots down from the ceiling. I hear my flesh ripping as they enter my body. He's an elixir. I think we need the long musical sting. There's nothing we can do around his body. Oh, guess not. I'll head this way first. Back. It's pretty much the same picture. Stench of rot. Resurrected bandages. Must have been a woman. Hold up the 2x4. Hold out the 2x4 toward the back wall where the corpse is. With no warning, shrapnel fires down from the ceiling. Shrapnel hits the 2x4, shattering it. So, clearly nothing there. Guess we'll head the other way. At least this one looks different. The corpse and toys lie together lifelessly. I don't know if I see anything I would call a toy here. There are many toys surrounding the corpse. You know, toys like candlesticks and goblets. The corpse lies lifelessly. The corpse is so decayed that I can't imagine its original shape. I look carefully and notice blood marks on the wall behind it. Well, let's go touching everything then. There's a dent near the corpse. Near that dent, the words "Offer Prayer" are written in red. I only have a statue. Place the statue of prayer. I place the statue of prayer in the dent. The grave with the corpse in it shifts, allowing me to move on. No, I wanted to touch it. Well, let's see what we got here. Wow, this is a dramatic one. Unlike the other corpses, one of them is wearing a fancy robe. The corpse is wearing some rather distinct clothing. For some reason, I feel a sharp pain in my head. Somewhere. I think I've seen this person somewhere before. I can't remember. The corpse is holding a shining cross. There are various toys around the corpse on the floor. What do you call them toys? Among them is something like a key. Well, time to grab stuff. The corpse is surprisingly cold to the touch. What do you mean surprisingly? The corpse is grasping the cross tightly. There are various toys lying by the corpse on the floor. I reach for the key on the floor. Donkey key. It's a key with a donkey drawn on it. It has a picture of a donkey. I take the key and decide to take it with me. There's nothing useful here because everything is broken. I feel like we should be finding a paper here. Oh, guess not. So I don't know that we can actually do much with a donkey key. Maybe we can move that shutter. Should also look up here before we forget. Another different one. The corpses are so decayed that I can almost see their bones. They look so peaceful. Interesting way to put it. There are lying corpses. Those decayed corpses are clasping their hands as if to give a prayer. There's nothing under the corpses. It's one corpse. Oh. Cautionary save. I reach for the corpse. Its decaying skin is flaking off as the body rots. I see an elixir near the corpse. I guess that's all we can do down here. I still want to know what we're supposed to do with them statues. Sure, I have to go past the elevator. So what the frick do we do with a donkey key? I'm gonna try it on that shutter. This elevator smells like blood. Oh, we can go up to B1. There's a switch that says B1, I press the switch. Nothing's happening. Oh, that was anticlimactic. And to B2. I can feel the elevator struggle to ascend. As the elevator stops and opens its doors, I walk into the hallway. That's the only thing I can think of is using the, it's a really weird viewpoint. Using the donkey key and try to open that other shutter, which would gain us access to 2 other rooms. I end up making these parts longer than I mean to, but I guess it's unavoidable if we actually want stuff to happen. I keep forgetting we have to look. There's my little key. Donkey key. I insert the donkey key into the keyhole and turn it. The device lights up, indicating that the end shutter has been opened. Yay, it worked. I don't know why they had a donkey key for that one particular shutter. Just want to knock that freaking fence down. There we go. Full covered. So, 2 new rooms. I see a blue thing. Chilly air fills the room. This looks like the water torture room. Someone dug a pit in the floor and it's half filled with water now. There's a fuel tank floating in the water. There's a refrigerator in the corner of the room. There's a cage hanging from the ceiling and a large pool of water beneath it. I can guess what they did here. Although that pool looks pretty shallow. The water is cold. I reach for the fuel tank floating in the water. Oh, I just got it. Fuel tank. It could be used to hold fuel or other liquids. It might come in handy. I decided to take it with me. Can we use it to fill it up with water? Yeah, we can fill it. I fill the fuel tank with water. When it's filled with water, the tank is pretty heavy. I open the freezer door. There's a large chunk of ice inside. Block of ice. It's a big block of ice. There's a key inside. I take a closer look and notice that there's a key inside the ice. I don't think I can easily break this huge chunk of ice. I look at the chunk of ice and decide to take it with me. And it'll probably melt eventually, right? I don't think I can reach the ceiling. So I think that might be all we can do here. Turn around. This looks like a room where we can burn some ice. The room is filled with an odd odor. There is a chair that looks like it was made to strap people down. There are still chunks of flesh and blood stuck to the chair. There's a vent in the ceiling, right over the metal plate. I think I feel a slight breeze. Let's climb up. It's been burned, but it looks like it still has enough power to pull smoke outside. Do they, like, cook people alive in here? Is that an incinerator in the corner of the room? It looks like it hasn't been used in a while. There's nothing in it but ashes. I see one match on top of it. I look around in the incinerator. I find a single match. I decided to take it with me. Let's look at this creepy holes down here. There's a stove here with a metal plate on top of it. If I can heat the metal plate, I might be able to melt the ice. Can I put the ice down? Place the block of ice. I set down the block of ice, but nothing happens. If I can get this iron plate to heat up, maybe I can melt the ice. With that plan in mind, I pick up the ice and put it in my pocket. Wow. What's down here? I think I can use this here. Do we just throw a match in there? What? Or we could maybe use one of our 2x4s. Right, with the match. There's nothing under the stove. It's pointless to use the match. Jeez. Let's see. Place a 2x4. If I burn the 2x4 in the oven, I might be able to heat the iron plate. Setting the 2x4 on fire won't be easy, though. I wonder if there's something else that I can use. Can we pour ethanol on the 2x4? Unless we needed to put fuel in that tank, but we haven't seen any fuel. Ugh. Can't do that either. Okay, I'm going to look at the walkthrough. Okay, so apparently we can actually get that knife in that one room. I don't remember which room, so that's going to be fun. Pretty sure it's one of these two. Try this one. There. Because apparently she can't use her hands, but she can use some pliers. Pull knife with pliers. I pull out the knife protruding from the dead body with my pliers. Knife. It's a sharp knife. It's also glowing. I can think of lots of situations where this would be useful. I decided to take the knife with me. She better hang on to that knife. So if she gets rid of it in like 2 seconds. And we have to try and figure out which room was the one with the bag. I think the electrical room was all the way to the left. Good. Knife. Rip cloth with knife. I rip open the cloth sack with the knife. I think it was a ghost. A corpse falls out of the bag. The body bumps into me and I smell something horrible. And apparently that took some life off of us. Wow. Well, oh yeah, that reminds me. There's an elixir down here. Well, that works out. Just heal ourselves up. A dead body rolls out of the bag and onto the floor. It looks like a young man. Even in death, he looks like he's in pain. There's a small mirror-like thing near the body. It doesn't appear like we can examine the mirror thing. There's a mirror lying next to the corpse. I pick up the mirror. Mirror of Prayers. It's a beautifully decorated mirror. It looks like it must have been part of something larger. I decided to take it with me. I touched the body. The corpse on the floor came from the bag that was hanging on the ceiling. The surface of the bag feels dry and rough. I wonder if I can use this bag for something. Do I seriously have to cut it separately? Cut cloth with knife again. I use the knife to rip open the cloth sack. Piece of cloth. It's torn in places. I decided to take it with me. We gotta end this part soon, but I want to at least get this fire puzzle done. Oh, wrong direction. Because I don't want to forget it. Ice. There, we mix them together. Ethanol soaked cloth. This piece of cloth has been soaked in ethanol. Place cloth. If I soak the cloth in ethanol, it should ignite much more easily. I might be able to use it to heat the iron plate. Place the cloth soaked with ethanol in the oven under the iron plate. Where's my match? That's a 2x4. There it is. I light the match and light the cloth soaked in ethanol. Eventually the iron plate begins to heat, its surface turning red with fire. The stove is turned on. The metal plate is starting to glow red from the heat. The ice should melt pretty fast if I put it on now. Okay, but first, we gotta touch it. I touch the iron plate. The hot metal sears my hand. I can smell the hideous stench of my own flesh burning. It's just something you gotta do sometimes. So, either this will be the cat key or the key to that cell. That's my theory anyway. I put the ice on the iron plate. Steam jets out from the block of ice and it melts almost instantly. The ice leaves behind a key on the iron plate. The fire is dancing below the plate. The heat from the fire has melted all the ice, leaving the key resting on the metal plate. Now, I theorize we have to use the water so we don't burn ourselves taking the key. But, for the content, I touch the iron plate. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, we can't touch the key separately, it seems. I wonder what happens if we run out of life. One way to find out. We're going to experiment and see what happens. One more time. I actually don't think I've ever gotten a game over in this game. I'm losing consciousness. Everything is fading out. The world is getting darker. No. I'm going to die. There's a close one. Yeah, memory. Game over. We got to see a new scene, sort of. Well, let's get the key now. Pour water. I pour the water from the fuel tank over the fire. The fire sputters and dies, filling the room with steam and smoke. The iron plate is still hot, though. Do we have to fill this up with water again? Can I get it with my pliers? I think I can use this here. Fire from the stove is out now. The metal plate is still hot, though. No, one more emergency save. Really gotta end this part soon. We're going on 50 minutes. Yep, we got seared again! How do we get this freaking key? Okay, so apparently we actually do have to go and do it again. Like, we have to go refill the tank with water. A little bit obtuse, if you ask me, having to do it twice. Gosh, we need to get rid of some of these items. Back. Pour water. Pour water from the fuel tank over the iron plate. It hisses and steams as the water hits it. I can finally pick up the key. I examine the iron plate. The key feels a little warm. West Elevator key. It's a key with West Elevator written on it. It says West Elevator. I decided to take it with me. I was really hoping we'd get like a memory thing before we ended this part, but we have to end it because it's like we're ridiculously far in the part. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments, even though not much really happened. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.